5 years ago, I launched my agency, Grow With Us Agency, and I've scaled that now to well over 10 million in sales.
What would be your advice to actually be disciplined? Just have a purpose, or you have some more advices?
And they need to know that just like going to the gym and training to get bigger, that's also a muscle, right? Discipline is a muscle. You need to train it.
Welcome, man. Dre Medici, it's great to have you here. Thank you really for coming. I really appreciate you coming here. I believe that most of my audience wants to know what you're doing. We start from there, then we would like to know about your story. So let's take it from there.
Definitely. So I have a digital marketing agency and a social media app. So those are the two things that I have going on for me right now. The way I started, just to dive right into that, basically when I was 7 years old, I had a desire to start making money right away.
7 years old?
7 years old.
Really?
So I was already cleaning shoes. Like I would go to any person that I saw in my school, ask if I can clean their shoes, their limited edition Nikes and all that stuff for like $10. And then I saved like $200, $120 to $200 that I needed to buy my first pair of limited edition shoes. And then I bought those and I sold them for double the amount the next day.
Wow.
So then I kept doing that until I was like 14, 15 years old. And then at like 18 or 17, 18, right when I was in my senior year, I launched my first Instagram business, which was a workout meal plan business and an e-com store as well. Wow. And so I scaled that, with organic marketing, using, promoters in high school, just having them post stories and getting commission, general ways like that before I really got into ads and all of these things that I do today. But the one thing that I did was I grew the Instagram page, using organic traffic, paid media, different theme pages that were posting us. And I also went and got incredible content, right? Like we were talking about earlier today, which is so important to build a brand. And so I did those things at the young age of 17, 18. I scaled that business. And then I launched a restaurant with my dad as well in Miami. Yeah, Luna Pasta, Italian restaurant. And that did super well. Again, I was using all my marketing strategies to be able to build that. And so when I launched those two successful companies at a young age, I said I can do this for thousands and one day hopefully millions of companies around the world that want to have, a better social media presence, want to have more clients, want to be able to grow their business. And so 5 years ago, I launched my agency, Grow With Us Agency, and I've scaled that now to well over 10 million in sales. Wow. And we have a team of 200 people. So that's my full-time focus, and it's an amazing company. And then I also have a social media app, which I do all the marketing for on the CMO. And we've taken that now to, number 7 on the App Store. We've gotten huge influencers, some of the biggest in the world. And so that's what I do, brother.
Amazing, man. What app is that?
The app is named Link Me.
Okay, nice. I heard of it.
Yeah.
Nice stuff. So amazing story, man. First of all, at 7 years old, that's crazy. How did you get, like at 7 years old, you're like, I need to get money. How did you actually get to that point?
So I just realized, I started seeing people around me. Maybe they had, a shirt or something that I wanted, just little things that I wanted. And anytime I would ask my parents, oh, can I buy that? My parents weren't the ones that would just hand me everything. Oh, yes, you can buy this. Oh, yes, you can buy this. So I realized whatever I want, if it's something that I want and I don't need to ask anyone, it's going to come from, I have to generate the money myself.
Yeah.
And so that's when I just started, thinking of any way to make money. Even when I would go shopping to CVS with my mom, I would see a toy, I would ask her to buy it for me, and then I would sell it to a kid at school who his parent, couldn't take him to get the toy. Little things like that. And so anything I could do, I just wanted to sell. And then that's when I found out about shoes, and I would join, different Facebook groups to sell shoes. And I literally did that, like I said, until I was like 15 years old. And that made a killing too. So yeah, man, I just had the desire from a young age, and I kept doing it until today.
Amazing, man. I would say you also got very good at selling, not only on social medias and everything.
100%. So even when I did, the business, which was the workout meal plan business, I had taken experience, from all those years of selling, whether it was shoes, whether it was tickets that I used to sell for many different events that I would host as well, and sell for like Ultra and Rolling Loud. Whatever I was doing, I was always building up my sales skills. And then when I launched the workout meal plan business, I didn't have a sales team because I wasn't as experienced to build out an organization with the sales team. So I was actually taking like, thousands of calls per year when I had that business for 2 years. And so that really built up, an incredible sales skill. So when I launched the agency, I became, like the sales trainer of the company. So I used all my skills to train my team. And now I don't take the sales calls in my company. I focus on things that I can improve, outside in the bigger picture, right? Seeing the battlefield. Yeah. And now I have, an incredible sales team thanks to all, the hard work that I put in to build that up.
Amazing, man. Yeah, First of all, congratulations, because all of the projects that you told me so far, they sound amazing. I would like to know more about the Italian restaurant. You know, I'm Italian, and it sounds interesting. Italian restaurant in Miami.
Yeah, that's a great story. So, as I told you, we have Italian roots. Our last name is Medici. And so, my dad has been in the kitchen actually his whole life since he was like 25 years old.
Right.
He started working at a restaurant. And when he was 50 years old, he had a really sad story that happened. So, he was basically an employee at a restaurant, and they had always promised him that he was going to be a partner in it one day and have, a big 50% share of the company because he had been there for so many years, and he was the one kind of building out everything, coaching, all the restaurants, and we had many different restaurants. He would coach the kitchens on how to make the food, everything. He was a corporate chef. And then one day the owner went to India, and he went to save somebody's life in the ocean. He was in a retreat, and somebody was drowning, and he actually died. And so there was no contracts that, he had X amount of shares in the company. And so when that happened, my dad went into depression. He thought he had this money forever, but now he wasn't going to be part of this restaurant. And he went into a lot of debt, over 200,000 in debt. And so when I started making money as an entrepreneur, I saw an opportunity, to start a restaurant with my dad. That was always his dream. So I put up 210,000 to start the restaurant, be able to build it up. And then now, we've had this restaurant for 5 years, extremely successful in Miami. Everybody loves it. We're profitable, very happy. Everything's been going great. So that's a business that I launched, for my dad. I handle the marketing, but he handles the management so I can, grow my other businesses as well.
Big congratulations, man.
Yeah, bro. Thank you.
Big congratulations. Also to fulfill one of your dad's dreams. Like
course.
for me, I haven't been able to retire my parents yet, but it's on my plans.
100%.
Soon as possibly this year, I would like to make it up.
Amazing, bro.
And hearing this really makes me realize how amazing it sounds to actually make this happen. I'm kind of visualizing it happening,
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I always tell young entrepreneurs, a lot of the young guys, have come up to me and asked me, I'm young too, right? But we've been talking to some, 18, 19-year-olds, and a lot of them say, what's the best advice? And I tell them, you need to have a mission and a purpose for why you're doing things. That always helped me generate income. Like anytime I had a real purpose of why I needed that money, when I wanted to launch the restaurant, I had to save up. I needed to get to, 210,000 plus that I could have. Even back when I had the workout meal plan business, I wanted to do a restaurant at that time too. That was like 2 years before I actually launched it. And I remember just knowing that I wanted to do that. So I had to always save, not spend my money at clubs or anything like that. And that really helps you get to the next level when you have a real mission and purpose of why you need that money. Right?
100% makes sense. Is it hard to do that? You say saving money and investing wisely in Miami?
Definitely. I mean, look, a lot of people can go to Miami and they just want to party all the time.
Right.
I have, like I said, an aligned focus and a mission, so I don't spend my time doing that. If I'm going to go out, it's to meet, let's say, a particular group of entrepreneurs that I know I can network with and build something out of it. But I'm not going to be, going and spending money at clubs. I like to, spend time in my apartment, spend time in my office, really get work done. So I think it's all, if you have discipline, right? If you have discipline, you can be anywhere, right? It doesn't matter in Miami. I don't spend that much money at all, on going out, really.
Yeah.
Maybe one time every 6 months. So it just depends on your discipline, really.
Makes sense, totally. We often talk about discipline, or we hear online about discipline. What would be your advice to actually be disciplined? Just have a purpose, or you have just have a mission, or you have some more advices?
Well, I think a lot of people may say it's hard for me to be disciplined.
Yeah.
And they need to know that just like going to the gym and training to get bigger, that's also a muscle, right? Discipline is a muscle. You need to train it. So in the beginning, it's going to be hard. It's going to be uncomfortable. But if you consistently push through that, right? And when you don't want to do something, you consistently build that muscle, that positive habit. Right. Over time, you're going to be able to actually do it without it being so hard, right? It's going to become less and less difficult. So I definitely recommend, every single day, be consistent. When there's something in the way, that can either be the decision of if you're going to be disciplined or not, right? If there's an alarm and you can either put it on snooze or not, continue to do the thing that makes you disciplined so that can compound. And then that compound interest over time will make you a disciplined character and superhero in this world, for sure.
Amazing, man. I also wanted to ask, you were talking about your marketing agency.
Yes.
You actually help businesses grow.
Correct.
do you only do it for physical businesses, also online businesses, or also personal brands? I'm asking because I'm trying to grow my personal brand like big time, and so I would like to know all of it.
Definitely, brother. So one thing that we do, which I always tell people is the best way to grow a business, in my opinion. A lot of gurus out there, they always say, pick a niche. Don't start your agency until you pick a niche. With us, we help every single industry. It doesn't matter if you're physical, online, personal brand, company.
Nice.
All the services apply to any single person in any industry. So I always tell people this is the best industry that you can go in, where you help every industry. Because if I walk into a coffee shop and there's a realtor, there's a dentist, there's the owner of a restaurant, there's a yogi, they can all use my services. Or if I'm running ads and Facebook makes a mistake and shows it to people that aren't in my niche, in my targeting that I selected, anyone who does see it that isn't can also still be a client, because there's no specific niche.
Yeah.
Right. So that's super crucial. That's what I believe has really allowed me to grow, to over 10 million in sales with not so much budget into marketing because of that. So to answer your question, yeah, we help every single industry, personal brand, and companies.
Great. So, for example, for me, that I have a personal brand and I want to grow it, and I believe also a lot of the audience is trying to do similar thing. Part of the audience is trying to do a similar thing. What would be your advice, and what would be your service that you would offer?
Of course. So first off, you always want to have something that you are actively selling. That way you have cash flow and you can invest into marketing. Because to grow your page, of course you can get lucky posting on TikTok and growing organically, or posting on Instagram and growing organically. And you can do that. You can take advantage of those free resources that we have. But when you want to get to extreme heights, you may need to put some money into marketing, whether that be hiring employees, whether that be running ads, right? There's many different things that you want to do to put into marketing. So by having cash flow, you can actively invest into marketing. So if you have the budget to actively invest into marketing, there's many different things that we could do. Number one is we could run ads. We could do what we like to do, which is called mass outreach. So instead of ads, we can message millions of people per day, and we can reach more people for less money than ads. So this is one of the services that we do too. And so essentially, we can also grow people if they want to grow with general followers, which is still real followers, but it's not in their target market. We could do it at under $100 for every 1,000 followers. And ads for every $100 brings you 10 followers. So you may want to grow, with general followers, which just means it's not in your target market, to be able to increase your page and build up, a better overall presence. And then you can put money into targeted marketing so you can start bringing in clients and have way more dollars than followers, because you have a real system for how you're going to grow your business.
That's amazing. Completely understand. And so you're attacking the market from various different places.
Various different places, and cheaper than ads, but we still can do ads if you want to add it in, but we have many different strategies to grow and, build your personal brand at the lowest cost.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing.
Of course, brother.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it.
Me
First
too,
of all, man, this was really amazing, and we didn't get the chance to speak a lot these days, but just having this conversation is amazing. I really appreciate you for coming here, man.
Sounds good, bro.
I really appreciate it.
Appreciate it, bro.